What's up, people? Ro Nose here, and this is my first YouTube video. So please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave comments down below and tell me how I did. Any suggestions or tips are welcomed. So today, this is going to be an unboxing of a very special product. I've been waiting a long time to get my hands on one of these boys. I've been waiting to get my hands on one of these babies, and let's get right into it. So we have here the MacBook Pro 16. The MacBook Pro M1 chip has already been launched. So this is the Intel based processor, and I chose to go with this one simply because I wasn't comfortable spending a large amount of money on something I don't quite know about yet. Maybe I'll upgrade eventually, but as for right now, I think I'm gonna be happy with this purchase. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, cool. So let us start with the process here. So it looks like we gotta. Okay, so I guess while I'm unboxing, I'll kind of get into a little bit about me, since this is my first YouTube channel. I'm actually a software developer by trade, so that is my career path. So the primary reason I bought this MacBook Pro was for iOS development. I want to learn to code Swift. I want to learn to build native iOS mobile apps. So obviously the only route to go is to buy one of these boys. So that's what I did. I come from a long lineage of Windows operating system machines. So, there was always just comfortability, my familiarity with the Windows operating system. It was a no-brainer. I actually learned to program on a Linux-based machine, and I know that the terminal for Mac OS machines resembles that of a Linux-based machine a lot more than a Windows machine does. And I'm not a fan of PowerShell, and I don't really like the experience of using PuTTY to SSH into a Linux-based machine. So yeah, so that's primarily why I'm choosing to make the switch. Okay, so we got the top off. See, MacBook Pro. There she is. Pretty cool. So I guess I'll get into actually my laptop that I have now, right? So I actually have an HP Spectre 360 2-in-1. It's a 2-in-1 convertible laptop. I have no complaints. It's been a great machine thus far. 16 gigs of RAM. I believe it's 512 gigs of SSD. And yeah, I mean, I've had no complaints with the machine. It was a great Windows PC, but if I want to make the transition, I'm gonna have to start somewhere. So I went with the 16-inch MacBook Pro. This has 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of SSD, so a lot more SSD than I'm accustomed to. So that should be great. I'll be primarily using this machine for video editing, coding, of course. I may do some video game I believe it or not, I actually do video game streaming through my PC, and I have no problems. I use the OBS software and have a Elgato capture card, and yeah, I mean, I've had no problems with it. I probably won't be using this one as much for my video game streaming. I'll probably just continue to use my HP Spectre, but who knows? I may end up doing a little streaming on it. For sure, be video editing. For sure, will be coding. For sure, will be. I may end up doing some photo editing. I'm trying to just expand my horizons as a creator overall. So, I mean, this is a great way to push myself to invest in machines like this. Now, this is a bit more expensive than my HP Spectre, but we'll get into the specs, the different specs of the machines a little bit later in the video. Okay, so as you can see, I got the space gray. I don't know what it is about the space gray. It looks so clean. It's very sleek, very, very subtle. yeah, I just love the way this thing looks. Oh man, I love it. 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 Wow, is it on already? Wow, that is pretty cool. So it comes with the power adapter.
English is the main language. Press the return key.
Okay. So it comes with the Thunderbolt 3 USB-C jack. It also comes with actually comes with two Thunderbolt 3
Mac OS
USB-C.
contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver. If you know how to use VoiceOver, press the command key while you press Touch ID 3 times at the right end of the touch bar. To learn how to use VoiceOver to set up your Mac, press the escape key.
I don't know if I like the touchpad as much. I know it's a lot bigger than my HP Spectre's touchpad, but I don't know if I like the feel of it. I like mouses typically. I will be investing in the Magic Mouse, which is Bluetooth, of course, and the Magic Keyboard, which is also Bluetooth. So I am looking forward to getting those. I just don't have them right now. Oh my gosh, I love this machine so far. So of course it has the touchpad, the touch bar. Oh man, this is beautiful. So as you can see there, there's the touch bar. That is a pretty big touchpad. That is significantly bigger than my HP Spectre's touchpad. Again, I don't as much like the feel. I'm more of a mouse guy, but it's there. And yeah, you see the touch bar up top. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Just look at that. Oh my god. Oh. I am in love with this space gray. Oh my god. If I could ever get a exotic car in any color, it's definitely gonna be space gray. That space gray finish is sexy. I love it. Very sexy, very sleek. Okay, so it comes with of course I said the power adapter, and I'm just ripping the paper off, I guess. And yeah, here it is. The cable plugs in, and plugs into there. So I actually have four Thunderbolt 3 USB-C ports, and a headphone jack. Yeah, so pretty cool. Well, I guess now that I'm gonna take some time to get this set up, probably I won't go through the whole setup process, but I will take some time to maybe look at some tech specs of my current machine, as well as this, the MacBook Pro 16, as well as the Apple M1 chip MacBook Pro, and why not also take a look at the Dell XPS in comparison. Okay, so we are on bestbuy.com, and here's where I normally do some comparisons for the for any potential laptops or electronics that I'm gonna purchase. I normally either go to Best Buy, or there are a few other sites. I typically do a lot more research than just looking at Best Buy, but this is a great place to come if you want to just look at all the specs of the different machines and just get an overall feel for how far you can stretch your money. All right, let's get into it. So as you can see here, we have the MacBook Pro 13, the M1 chip. This is the Apple chip. And then we have the MacBook Pro 16-inch display with touch bar, Core i9, 16 gigabytes, and 1 terabyte of SSD. And then this is the current machine that I am currently using, and which is what I'm using to record this video. So that is the HP Spectre 360 2-in-1 convertible. It's 4K. So that's the one thing I realized with these, a lot of these machines actually. So the MacBook Pro 16-inch is not 4K. It's not 4K display. It's actually Retina display. It's not much of a loss to me. I can't really tell much of a difference, but it's there. And then on the very end, we have the Dell XPS 15.6, and there is a significant price difference. Did not know that. feel like I paid more for this machine. All right, so let's get into the specs. The screen size. So the MacBook Pro, the M1 base chip MacBook Pro, I think it caps out at 13 inches, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think there's a 16-inch model. Of course, there's a 16 and 13-inch model for the MacBook Pro. So the HP Spectre is 15.6 inches, and as well as the Dell XPS. Touchscreen. So we don't have touchscreen capability with the MacBooks, but both of the Windows PCs have touch screen capability. So that's something that you're looking for. There you go. Obviously, when you're looking at storage space, obviously there are different specs that you can purchase your machine for a higher ticket price. I did get the 1 megabyte, which is 1,000 gigabytes, MacBook Pro 16. So that is what I have there. I do also have the 512 gigabyte HP Spectre. So the Dell XPS base model comes at 512, and I believe the base model for the M1 chip is also 512. So we're gonna go on to RAM. Base model of the MacBook Pro is 8 gigabytes. I believe the MacBook Pros, the Intel-based MacBook Pros, the base model comes with a 16. The current specs of my current machine is 16 gigabytes, and of course the base model of the Dell XPS is 16 gigabytes. Graphics cards. So of course you see the MacBook Pro 16 has the AMD Radeon, and the NVIDIA GeForce MX 330 is what I have on my current machine as well. My current HP Spectre. Obviously the M1 is going to have the Apple M1 processor, while the original MacBook Pro is going to have the Intel Core i9 processor. Of course, my current machine, the HP Spectre, does have the Intel Core i7 as well as the Dell XPS. Battery life isn't as important to me. If I was out in the field, maybe editing a video, or out using my laptop, which I don't really have to worry about nowadays, but the M1 has a 20-hour battery life, so we're told. Compared to the MacBook Pro 16, I've actually seen some tests with this, and yeah, the M1 does have better battery life. And yeah, so there's that. All right, is there anything else? Obviously the only 2-in-1 here is the HP Spectre. I use OneNote, Microsoft OneNote, part of the Microsoft suite, to take notes every now and then, actually all the time. And so my 2-in-1 does come with a stylus, and it is pretty useful to be able to write as I am taking notes instead of typing. Ports, this is very important. So all of them do come with headphone jacks, which isn't important to me because I currently use Bluetooth headphones. I either use my AirPod Pros or I use my Studio 3 Beats, which are also Bluetooth compatible. So headphone jacks isn't as important to me. Newer USB ports. Now I do have a splitter for my USB port. It says this comes with 3. Mine came with 1 USB port. So don't know there. For the MacBook Pro 16 does come with 4 USB Type 3. USB 3 Type C ports. So I do have 1 USB Type C port on my HP Spectre as well. So screen resolution, again, I kind of alluded to this a little bit earlier in the video. So the resolution for my HP Spectre is 4K, as well as the Dell XPS, and there's a Retina display for the Apple products. They do not have, or to my knowledge, there's no 4K compatible Apple laptop right now. The 2 window machines are touch screen, so if that matters to you, there's also that. The Apple-based products are not touchscreen. All right, so these are all LED screens. Although I for the longest time, I thought that my HP Spectre had an OLED display. The colors, the blacks really sink in, and they really are really dark on my laptop. So, and the screen is glossy, which is typical of a OLED screen. So I guess, but apparently it's not an OLED. I think it's actually an LED. All right. So I think that covers pretty much everything. So that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Like I said again, this is my first video, so please leave a comment for any suggestions or tips. And if you'd like to grow with my channel, please subscribe. More content on the way throughout this year. You know, it is actually January 1st, 2021. So, you know, we're starting the new year off with a bang. I'm going to try to upload this immediately if I can get this this up. So, you know, more video content on the way, more things to expect. Again, I am a software developer and I'm a creator overall. So you will see a lot more of me on this platform for sure. Promise. Yeah. So again, I'm Real Nose, and thank you for tuning in. See you guys next time.